What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about what is considered fast pace. Everyone wants to know, when does it cross that line? When is it too fast? When is he love bombing me? What does it mean? We're going to go into all that today. Now, if you haven't yet, please check out my guide on how to maximize attraction. This guide is going to teach you how to play the game at the highest level, how to always stay one step ahead of him, how to know what he's thinking about the situation, why he's doing what he's doing, how to maximize attraction. Link is down below, okay? 285-page ebook. So jumping into this, what is fast pace, or what do I consider fast pace? And if you have been on this channel long enough or have been a client, I always talk about the context. Context is the things that you guys do or say, or maybe even the lack of sometimes, that layers over time, that creates this vibe in a relationship, okay? That takes it from casual to something a little more serious, something with a little more substance. So for example, if you do any one thing alone by itself, like texting each other, doesn't really mean anything. No threat. Even if you're consistently texting each other and the frequency is really high, it's whatever. Two people text each other. But when you're doing it consistently, you're doing it frequently, you're on 10 dates, you hooked up, you both said you wanted a relationship, you met his friends, if future planning, all this type of stuff. Now the context is a little more serious. You're not just some basic Sherelle on is that even a name? Sherelle, basic Sherelle on Instagram, on Tinder anymore, or on a dating app. There's some substance there. You're not just some basic girl. There is more to it. You are taken out of this category of online women apps and put over here because he's invested resources into you to obviously make that stuff happen. Time, energy, effort, money, all that emotional investment sometimes, all that kind of stuff. A man has to invest those things to get validation, to get IOIs, to get the assets that he wants from you. All those things I just kind of listed. So if he's talking to you consistently, you guys are having fun, hanging out, hooking up, you're on date 8, you both said you want a relationship, obviously he's investing in you. And it's this investment that I always say, the analogy I always use is it's like throwing paint on a blank canvas. In the beginning, it's blank because there's no context created. But when you desire something and you want assets, you have to invest resources. This is him throwing paint on the canvas. A picture is painted. Now it has a fucking price. He has to answer to this. And a lot of the times, guys move really fast and they don't think about the consequence. They're just in the moment, the now. She's hot, she's this, she's that, I want her. I'm feeling it, this is a good vibe, until the vibe turns into something a little more serious, and then he realizes that I'm emotionally unavailable or I don't want a relationship. Then you have a fork in the road, okay? So, fast pace, sorry for all that. Fast pace, in my opinion, is when you're creating a lot of context in a shorter period of time. It's intensity. That's the first definition, or like the first, I think, way of figuring out if it's moving fast. The second one, I think, is just common sense logic, which is it supposed to be happening at this time? I have a client where this guy's just doing way too much for her, and they've only been on a couple dates, and he's doing way too much. And a lot of people might say, well, that's nice, that's sweet, that's this, that's that. Well, you're saying that, but as a dating coach who sees the patterns, it's usually not a good thing that a guy is like. I had a client where on the second date, he invited her to his son's hockey game or baseball game or something like that, and at the same time, like, future planning stuff and all. And I'm like, that again, it's a lot, man. If it might not sound like a lot, people are probably listening to this and being like, no, that's okay, he wants to invite him to a son's hockey game. It's not just that though. It's the stuff he's saying, the frequency, the intensity of the texting, the future planning already, then going to meet the son on the second date. It layers up. Ladies, trust me, you don't want to go at that pace. What you want to do instead is slow it down. There's many ways you can slow it down. You can have him initiate more. You can take a little longer to reply. Never be cold, never be a bitch, never play hard to get, just be normal. But a lot of people instead, what you all do is he'll go 0 to 100 and then you go along with it. And I always hear women say, well, I just thought he really liked me. Maybe, but liking someone and wanting and hanging out with them and having assets and all that and wanting a relationship are two completely different things. You have to make the guy invest in you to respect you, first off. And then secondly, you want to slow it down and have him have to invest his resources to peel back the curtain to see where you stand. In my core or in my guide, I talk about intent versus premise. There's a big difference. A lot of women go into the relationship with intent, like, I like you, I want you to be my boyfriend, instead of going in with the premise, which is, I want a boyfriend, doesn't necessarily mean it's you. We'll see, and then that guy has to work, because if you're going really fast, what I'm trying to get at is, if you're going really fast, or he is, and you're going along with it, he's going to assume intent. Like, she obviously likes me, that's why she's going along with everything. But if you're going in with the premise and you're not going, if he's going 0 to 100 and you're going like 70 and you're trying to slow it down, he's looking, he can't keep going forward. He has to look back and be like, I wonder, is she interested? Why is she not returning my calls as fast as I thought she, as she used to? So again, don't play games, just slow it down. Slow it down, ladies. And a lot of people don't do this, and then they wonder why they're in the situation they're in. It's because you have to understand the pace. And I talk about all this in my guide. The pace is context. It is context in itself. If you go at a very fast pace, he's going to freak out. He doesn't even have time to collect his thoughts and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. And then he blindsides you later on with the fact that, hey, I'm not ready for a relationship. Ladies, if a guy is moving fast, which means I'm building a lot of context in a short period of time, there is a reason why he's doing it. Probably trying to fill a void. Slow it down, okay? Slow it down, go at your pace. Don't just throw IOIs and give him a lot of validation. Just have fun. You can be fun. You can be flirty. I'm not saying you can't. Please do not be cold. Do not be a bitch. It's just if he's going really fast, oh my God, I just watched, sorry. If he's going really fast, do something about it. Don't go with it all the time. It will blow up in your face. So with that being said, ladies, I love you all. Check out my guide. Links down below. Love you. Take care and peace.